Osteoporosis affects millions of people worldwide, causing bones to become weak and brittle. But emerging research reveals an unexpected connection between our gut and our bones that could revolutionize how we prevent and treat this condition. Osteoporosis is characterized by a dramatic loss of bone density and strength. Healthy bones have a dense, interconnected structure that provides strength and flexibility. In osteoporosis, this structure becomes porous and fragile, dramatically increasing fracture risk. Recent scientific discoveries have revealed the gut-bone axis, a sophisticated bidirectional communication system between our intestinal microbiome and bone tissue. This means that the trillions of bacteria in our gut can directly influence bone health, and bone metabolism can affect gut function. Diet plays a crucial role in this gut-bone axis. The foods we consume directly shape the composition and activity of our gut microbiome, which then influences bone metabolism through various molecular pathways. This creates an opportunity to support bone health through targeted nutritional strategies. Throughout this series, we'll explore the fascinating mechanisms by which gut bacteria influence bone metabolism, examine dietary patterns that support bone health, investigate the role of probiotics in osteoporosis prevention, and provide practical nutrition strategies for building and maintaining stronger bones throughout life. The gut microbiome represents one of the most complex and important ecosystems in the human body. This vast community of microorganisms lives within our intestines and plays crucial roles in our overall health. Within this gut environment live trillions of microorganisms, including bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other microbes. These tiny organisms form a complex ecosystem that we call the gut microbiome. The gut microbiome performs three essential functions for human health. First, it aids in digestion by breaking down complex foods that our bodies cannot process alone. Second, the gut microbiome enhances nutrient absorption, helping our bodies extract and utilize essential vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients from our food. Third, the gut microbiome plays a crucial role in immune function, helping to train and regulate our immune system while protecting against harmful pathogens. When the gut microbiome becomes imbalanced, a condition called dysbiosis occurs. This disruption in the normal microbial ecosystem can have serious consequences for health. Dysbiosis can contribute to various diseases, including osteoporosis. The imbalanced gut microbiome affects bone health through multiple pathways, including inflammation, nutrient absorption, and hormone regulation. Understanding the gut microbiome's composition and function is therefore crucial for maintaining bone health. A healthy, diverse microbiome supports proper digestion, nutrient absorption, and immune function, all of which contribute to strong bones throughout life. Diet is one of the most powerful factors shaping our gut microbiome. The foods we eat directly influence which bacteria thrive and which ones struggle to survive in our intestinal environment. Different dietary components have distinct effects on our microbial communities. Proteins, fats, and carbohydrates each promote the growth of different bacterial species, creating a complex ecosystem within our digestive tract. The Western diet, characterized by high levels of processed foods, refined sugars, and saturated fats, creates an environment that promotes dysbiosis, an imbalance where harmful bacteria outnumber beneficial ones. In contrast, the Mediterranean diet, rich in fiber, fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats, promotes a diverse and beneficial gut microbiome. This dietary pattern encourages the growth of bacteria that produce beneficial compounds for our health. The contrast between these dietary patterns is striking. While processed foods and refined sugars feed harmful bacteria that can contribute to inflammation, fiber-rich foods nourish beneficial bacteria that support our overall health and bone metabolism. The gut microbiome affects bone health through several key mechanisms. The first and most important involves short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs, which are produced when beneficial bacteria ferment dietary fiber. These bacteria produce three main types of SCFAs: acetate, propionate, and butyrate. Each of these molecules has specific effects on bone cells and calcium absorption in the intestines. These SCFAs travel through the bloodstream to reach bone tissue, where they directly influence osteoblasts and osteoclasts, the cells responsible for building and breaking down bone. They also enhance calcium absorption in the intestinal wall. The second major mechanism involves the intestinal barrier. A healthy gut microbiome maintains a strong intestinal wall that prevents harmful substances from entering the bloodstream. However, when dysbiosis occurs, an imbalance in the gut microbiome, the intestinal barrier becomes compromised. This allows inflammatory substances to leak into the bloodstream, triggering systemic inflammation that damages bone tissue. The third mechanism involves the immune system. The gut microbiome directly communicates with immune cells, influencing the production of inflammatory cytokines, signaling molecules that can either protect or damage bone tissue. Finally, the gut microbiome influences the endocrine system, affecting hormones that regulate bone metabolism. This includes hormones like parathyroid hormone, vitamin D metabolism, and sex hormones, all of which play crucial roles in maintaining bone density and strength. These four mechanisms work together to create a complex network of communication between the gut microbiome and bone tissue. Understanding these pathways helps explain why maintaining a healthy gut microbiome through proper diet is essential for optimal bone health throughout life. Research has revealed significant connections between different dietary patterns and bone health outcomes. Multiple studies demonstrate how our food choices influence the gut microbiome, which in turn affects bone density and fracture risk. Extensive clinical research has examined how different dietary patterns affect the gut-bone axis. These studies consistently show that diet composition directly influences microbiome diversity and inflammatory markers. The Western dietary pattern, characterized by high consumption of processed foods, refined sugars, and saturated fats, has been extensively studied for its negative impact on bone health. Research shows the Western diet promotes chronic inflammation, disrupts the gut microbiome balance, leading to dysbiosis, and ultimately results in decreased bone mineral density and increased fracture risk. In contrast, the Mediterranean diet pattern, rich in fiber, omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and diverse plant foods, shows remarkable protective effects on bone health through gut microbiome modulation. Studies demonstrate that the Mediterranean diet increases gut microbiome diversity, reduces systemic inflammation, and provides significant bone protective effects, reducing osteoporosis risk by up to 30%. Plant-based vegan diets show particularly strong benefits for bone health through the gut microbiome. The high fiber content and diverse phytonutrients promote beneficial bacterial growth and short-chain fatty acid production. Research shows vegan diets enhance short-chain fatty acid production, improve calcium absorption efficiency, and significantly reduce bone resorption markers, leading to better overall bone health outcomes. Other dietary patterns show more complex or unclear relationships with bone health. Anti-inflammatory diets show potential benefits but require more research. Ketogenic diets produce mixed results, while Paleolithic diets need further investigation. The research evidence is clear. Dietary patterns significantly impact bone health through gut microbiome mechanisms. Western diets increase osteoporosis risk by 40 to 60%, while Mediterranean and plant-based diets provide substantial protective benefits, reducing fracture risk and improving bone density markers. This growing body of evidence supports the critical role of dietary choices in maintaining bone health throughout life, highlighting the gut-bone axis as a key therapeutic target for osteoporosis prevention. Probiotics represent a promising therapeutic approach for bone health. These beneficial bacteria offer new possibilities for preventing and managing osteoporosis through their effects on the gut microbiome. Probiotics are live beneficial bacteria that, when consumed in adequate amounts, provide health benefits to the host. These microscopic organisms work to restore balance in our gut microbiome. Two key probiotic strains have shown particular promise for bone health. Bifidobacterium species help maintain gut barrier function and reduce inflammation. Lactobacillus strains produce beneficial metabolites and support calcium absorption. Probiotics work by restoring the natural balance of gut microbiota, They increase the population of beneficial bacteria while reducing harmful species, creating a healthier gut environment that supports bone metabolism. Probiotics significantly reduce systemic inflammation by decreasing the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines like TNF alpha, interleukin 6, and interleukin 1 beta. This reduction in inflammation directly benefits bone health by preventing excessive bone resorption. Probiotics improve bone health through multiple mechanisms. They enhance calcium absorption in the intestine, promote osteoblast activity for bone formation, and reduce osteoclast activity that breaks down bone. This leads to increased bone mineral density and improved bone microarchitecture. While probiotics show great promise for bone health, more research is needed. Current evidence from animal studies is encouraging, and limited human trials suggest benefits, particularly in postmenopausal women. However, large-scale randomized controlled trials are needed to establish optimal dosing, duration, and strain-specific effects for managing osteoporosis in humans. Probiotics represent a valuable complementary strategy for bone health management. As research continues to evolve, these beneficial bacteria may become an important tool in preventing and treating osteoporosis alongside traditional therapies. As we conclude our exploration of the gut-bone axis, it's clear that while we've made significant progress, much more research is needed to fully understand these complex interactions between diet, the gut microbiome, and bone health. Future studies must focus on several critical areas to advance our understanding and develop more effective interventions for osteoporosis prevention. First, we need deeper investigation into the specific molecular mechanisms that govern how gut bacteria influence bone metabolism. This includes understanding the exact pathways through which microbial metabolites affect bone formation and resorption. Second, large-scale population studies across diverse demographics are essential. We need long-term data to understand how genetic variations, age, and cultural dietary patterns influence the gut-bone axis in different populations. Third, dynamic microbiota analysis will help us understand how the gut microbiome changes in real time in response to dietary interventions and how these changes correlate with bone health markers. Finally, we must explore the complex interactions between specific foods, nutrients, and microbial metabolites to develop more targeted dietary recommendations for bone health optimization. As research progresses, the ultimate goal is to translate these findings into practical applications that can benefit public health. By increasing awareness of the gut-bone axis and promoting evidence-based dietary regulation, we can empower individuals to take proactive steps towards preventing osteoporosis and maintaining strong, healthy bones throughout their lives. The future of bone health lies in understanding and harnessing the power of the gut microbiome through informed dietary choices. The gut-bone axis represents a new frontier in bone health research. Through continued scientific investigation and the development of evidence-based dietary interventions, we have the potential to revolutionize how we prevent and manage osteoporosis, ultimately improving quality of life for millions of people worldwide.